Okay, hello everyone. I am going to talk about setting up a business and the steps that you need to take to do that. Now, this has nothing to do with trash can cleaning. This really is applicable to any business. I know a lot of you have purchased my ebook that is specific to trash can cleaning, and it goes over what the industry is about and things like that to see if it's really something you want to get into. So if you proceed and you want to go ahead and set up a trash can cleaning business, or you're going to be setting up any other kind of business, these are some things that many people are confused about, and or they just, like, people don't tell you, they don't give you a step-by-step thing that makes it really easy to just make sure you're setting things up the right way. So these are literally the first steps, okay? First, pick a name. Okay, that's kind of the fun part. Get creative. I suggest you brainstorm and you have a list of at least a few names, because what you're going to have to do is make sure that name is available. And to do that, you're going to go usually to your state's Secretary of State office. They have a website. You can email them, you can call them, or they usually have a search engine on their site, and you can plug in different business names and see if they're already taken. If you verify that a name that you want is available, then what I would do from there, before you specifically register it, what I would suggest is also confirm that the domain name is available. And it doesn't have to be exactly the name of your business. It just depends. So let's say you want to sell ice cream and you want your store to be Joe's Ice Cream. So you would see if Joe's Ice Cream or Joe's Ice Cream Shop or something related is available in a domain. What the domain is your website name or your URL. Those are some other terminology that's used for the domain. Now, let's say Joe's Ice Cream or Joe's Ice Cream Shop is available in your state, and you can use that name, but you go to search for the domain and nothing even close is available. So now you might want to make a decision. Do I care that I can't match those things up? And do I want to find a different business name that does have a URL or a domain that matches and that will make sense for my customers, and that they don't have to think too hard about what my website is? Because I have seen those businesses where they have a business name and they obviously didn't check to see if the website or the URL was available, and so then they have a web address that is just doesn't even make sense, and I can't remember it because it isn't even the name of their business or whatever. So you really need to decide how important that is to you. It should be very important. So you either pick a new business name or get creative and find a URL or a domain that still makes sense but will be memorable for your customers, that they can remember it. And I hope that makes sense. So once you have those things matching up, you have a domain name that's available and a business name that's available, go register your business. Now, officially register your selected business name. How and where depends on your business structure and your location. So I'm in Texas. I don't, whoever's watching this, you could be all over the state, all over America. You could be out of the country. So you really just need to follow the guidelines in your specific area. I do encourage you to speak with your Secretary of State office. Each state should have one of those, as far as I know. And make sure you're completing the correct applications to get your business name registered. You will also, if you'll be using an assumed name or a DBA that's different from your primary name, maybe you have an LLC name, but you're going to be doing business as a different name, you also need to file and register that. And again, it can be called assumed name or DBA, which is doing business as. Going back over to the confirming the domain name, if you can see on here, use a register service to do a search looking for the domain name that you're looking for. Also consult a directory of accredited registers. And then once you confirm it's available, officially purchase a domain name once you know that is the actual business name you're going to use and the URL you want. Moving on. Fun stuff, tax info. These are things, I've owned a few businesses, nobody told us how to set things up. I just kind of had to figure things out step by step. But number one, get your federal EIN number or your tax ID number, but it's also called an EIN number. So if you hear those words are interchangeable. That EIN number, you're going to need that to pay federal taxes. So you've got like end of year 940 taxes, you've got 941 taxes for payroll stuff, and you'll learn all this. Your accountant can talk to you about this, but just know you need that EIN number. You also have to have that to be able to set up a business bank account. Once you have your federal EIN number, to pay taxes, if you want to do electronic filing, which I highly recommend, then you need to apply to get an EFTPS number or username and password. You will have to have those. You can't just have your EIN number, so get that. Sales tax ID. Now this is going to be like state related, state and county, your local county related, but you'll get that through your state. So look that up. And you know, not all businesses need sales tax ID, to be honest. In Texas, for trash can cleaning, we have to collect sales tax. It's a service, and it doesn't make sense to me, but we have to collect it. I think in Florida, they do not have to collect sales tax on services like trash can cleaning. So, you know, things are different. Just make sure you're doing the right things so you don't get penalized and pay a lot of fees later down the road for not doing what you were supposed to do. State online filings. Now, of course, you'll also have your state tax ID numbers that you may need, okay? Then you have additional state filings, such as other payroll liabilities, like unemployment. In Texas, we have to pay into Texas unemployment for workers. We also are responsible for collecting and sending in child support payments out of payroll, so you need to make sure you're searching that for your state and know what to do. Any additional permits? Again, for trash can cleaning at this time, December 2020, most states do not require any additional permits or license, but some are doing that. So find out what you need, and if you're not setting up a business that's for trash can cleaning but for something else, again, there may be some additional permits or licenses that you need. Pardon me. Business property tax. This is something you don't need to file to do it. They're just going to come and collect it from you, believe me. So your state and local, offices will actually be doing this. And what they do, once you're a business, then you start getting paperwork from them. And what they do is they assess all of your assets in your business, find out how much that is, and then they've got these calculations they do, and you pay like a certain percentage based on the property you own. And that could be everything from an office desk to all the supplies and equipment you have, okay? Now you have your business name, it's been registered, you have your EIN number. Go open a bank account. Do not use your personal bank account. It's never a good idea. Whether you're going to have a sole proprietor or an LLC or something like that, which I highly encourage you do an LLC at least, but I encourage you to not filter stuff through your personal account. You're going to want to keep this separate from day one. Again, set up an LLC. I've, like I said, ran several businesses, and it is just wise to not have it as a sole proprietorship. That does a couple of things. It, number one, most importantly, it's a huge protection for you. So if, God forbid, something happens and your business, I don't know, it's sued, something crazy happens, they can go after everything that the business owns, all your equipment, that desk, the furniture, everything you own. But they can't come and take your personal house and your personal car and your kids' toys, you know? So just keep it separate, set it up as an LLC, and really try to stay away from sole proprietorship. So those really are the primary things. And there are many more things to learn about business. The things mentioned here today are some of the most confusing steps that are oftentimes not simply laid out for you, and they're necessary for any type of business. So I hope this helps. Like I said, many of you have purchased the ebook from me, from us at cleanarcans.com/shop. It's a downloadable ebook that is specific to trash can cleaning, and it's called Trash Can Cleaning in America. So I've gotten really great reviews over it, and I'm so thankful for you guys for telling me that. And if you feel like I'm leaving something out, please follow up with me. It is not a book about how to start and run a business. It really is an educational, a lot of education about the industry to see if it's something you want to get into, but it is pretty in depth. So that's why I did this today though. This video, it just talks about how to actually get that business off the ground and the steps you need to do to kind of cover your tail to make sure you're setting it up the right way. Okay? Have a great day, and thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.